Disclaimer. This channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All third-party video clips, audio, and commentary fall under fair use as outlined in Section 107 of the Copyright Act, in accordance with applicable laws. The views and opinions expressed in this channel are those of the host and should not be taken as fact or professional advice, and do not necessarily reflect current views or affiliations.
So imagine signing up for a CDL school, spending thousands and thousands of dollars doing everything the right way, only to find out that the training provider wasn't even legit, bro. Now your time, your money, your effort, all of it gone up in smoke. See, drivers, that is the problem sitting right here in front of us right now, where nearly 3,000 CDL training providers wiped off the face of the registry and about another 4,000 on the chopping block. And this isn't even a rumor right now. This is coming straight from the DOT and the FMCSA. And if you're trying to get into trucking, or if you're already in trucking and wondering why the highways feel more chaotic right now, I'm about to tell you. We're about to get into it right now.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
So drivers, out here in the roads today is where our story begins with the FMCSA's Training Provider Registry. This is the registry that's supposed to be the quality control system, the filter, the minimum standard that every CDL school has to meet before taking $1 single of your money. But instead, drivers, the DOT and the FMCSA found almost 3,000 training providers. It's pretty much faking it out here. They're stealing your money and giving you nothing in return. Some were falsifying training data. Some weren't even training the required curriculum. Some don't even have the right documentation. And then there are some that are just straight up running people through with zero actual training hours. The crackdown comes, drivers, as 2025 has been the worst when it comes to accidents. A lot of them is involving drivers who, according to investigators, shouldn't even been on the road. So now, in 2025, after everything that has been done, now the FMCSA is saying, yo, we're done playing. Y'all should have been done playing. You know that? Y'all should have been done. Y'all should have took accountability way before the accidents occurred. So now they are removing nearly 3,000 providers. They sent out a warning to another 4,000. And they told all of them, you got 30 days to get your stuff together. If not, you're going off the registry. Here's the part, unfortunately, that a lot of new drivers out here don't know. See, if a school gets removed and any training completed thereafter that date, it's pretty much invalid, meaning that the DMV will not process your CDL because the training that you got from those inactive schools, they don't count at all. So imagine, drivers, finishing your program, going to test out, and to find out that the FMCSA doesn't even recognize your school anymore. That is the situations that you guys are dealing with right now. Well, drivers, this is long overdue. Think about it. This is way long overdue, man. The CDL training space has been a disaster for years. Some schools are solid, like my school, Tri-C Training Academy out in Euclid. They go by a different name. I believe the name is Tri-C Technical College. Yeah, you go there and they will get you set. They've been in the game for a long time, and they've been training people such as myself with the good training courses that I got. And I've been in the game with the education that I got from Tri-C Technical College. Now, some schools, again, including Tri-C, they actually train people. They actually put the time in to teaching, shifting, backing, road time, safety, classwork. But unfortunately, there are a huge chunk of schools out there that don't. They're nothing but CDL meals, including those that are truck company sponsored. I hate to say, but they are. They get them in, they get them out, they collect their money, and they push them out to test. And this is where the industry keeps getting flooded with drivers who aren't prepared for the road. It's not always the driver's fault, though. See, a lot of them never gets real training in the first place. You figured that you see this CDL training school, right? And it's sponsored by a big major trucking company, right? They get you in and you find out that you're one of 30, maybe 40, maybe 50. And then you're rushed through the schooling to get put in the seat. They start off with 50, they finish off with 5. Now, here's where it hurts the students more than it hurts anybody else, though. See, the guy working in the warehouse who just saved up for months to pay the tuition, if there's any, or the female that's trying to change careers to support her family, or the person who's just trying to get a second chance of life. All of that is just setback if you get hemmed up with those type of schooling. Unfortunately, they get screwed because the school decided to take shortcuts. And trucking is not a job where you can afford to take shortcuts. See, when the school lies about training, they're not just running a shady business. They're actually putting actual lives at risk. They're sending unprepared drivers into vehicles hoping that everything goes fine. And that's not training drivers. That's a gamble. So seeing 3,000 schools removed, honestly, I'm not shocked. I'm just not shocked that it was more, including the schools that are being sponsored by these major trucking companies. Now, the accidents that the DOT and the FMCSAs are referring, they should be a real wake-up call to everybody because actual people died in those accidents. And 2025 just proved that people behind the wheel wasn't properly qualified. They wasn't even properly trained. Some should never have even passed. And the system, when you really think about it at that time, they allowed it to happen. And this is what happens when the system, the industry, becomes a money machine instead of a training profession. Drivers aren't being built anymore. They're not. They're being processed. And now, when you think about it, the FMCSA is finally slamming the brakes on all of it, which in my opinion, that should have been done years ago. But now, since the fallout and the crashes and the deaths of 2025, now they decide to close the doors. See, drivers, this whole situation highlights how broken the CDL training has really become. As I'm doing this video for you guys right now, I came across a post in Facebook that they're offering a CDL for one day for $150. See, that's how broken that this situation has become. A CDL in 24 hours, no classwork, no behind the wheel experience, no skills on the pad, no nothing, just $150, 24 hours, you have a CDL. And this is where we're at right now. The system is completely broken. If you're getting into a truck, you have to protect yourself, drivers. Don't pick a school based on price. Don't pick one because it's fast and you'll get your CDL. Don't just pick one because they promise you a job at the end like all these mega carriers do. You need to verify that these CDL schools are the official FMCSA's training provider in the registry. You gotta make sure that they are teaching you the full curriculum and giving you actual behind the wheel time, not just rushing you through the training process. And if you're already in the industry, be honest, drivers. How many of us out here has said, man, that school didn't teach me anything? Think about it. Think about it. The schools are only teaching you to pass the test. Have they actually taught you how to get out here and shift gears? Have they actually taught you to get out here and manage the roads? No, that is left up for the trucking company and their 2-cent trainers for them to do. They inspect those trainers that only been in the business for maybe 6 or 7 months to teach you what it is, what you need to go through out here. Now, don't get me wrong. A trainer with the knowledge and the experience, that will be the trainer that you will go with. That will be the trainer that will get you out here and let you how the roads are, how the mountains are, how the areas are. You need a trainer that will train you in 4 parts of the country: Northeast, Southeast, Southwest, Northwest, and everything in between. You're going to need that type of trainer. But do you get that in the schools? Some of them, not all of them. Do you get that in the companies that you would be driving for? I don't know. Luckily for me, I had a good school. First trainer was garbage, but the second trainer came and got me together. That was just me. My hope is now, drivers, is that what the FMCSAs is doing right now, I'm hoping that they clean all this up. I'm hoping that this forces the trucking schools to set up a process and produce real drivers out here, okay? Put safety back into the process. Make safety the #1 criteria. Make experience driving a priority. Not because you need drivers, not because you need somebody behind the seat, but you need experienced drivers that can get out here and handle not only the truck, but the road. Because listen, drivers, the highways out here, they're already crowded with enough problems. And by these unspecified schools and these crazy ass mega carriers, only thing they're doing is adding untrained drivers to the mix. And honestly, that's not really helping anybody.
Alright, what do you all think about this? Did this news surprise you, or did you have a feeling something like this was happening? How do you think this impacts trust in the trucking industry? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this discussion valuable, please hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into critical topics. If you have personal stories about CDL training, good or bad, or any experiences related to this topic, we'd love to hear them. You can share your stories by emailing us at lockoutmenpodcast@gmail.com. See you in the next one.